Hello, my name is David and I represent Team 1 here at the Future Games. Uh, our team for the second game project wanted to create a game in which everyone could be equally involved. That means both graphical students and designers could be equally part of the work all throughout the process, and nobody would have to feel that their work has stopped in mid-production simply because they have nothing more to do for the game. And so we sat down, talked about what our strengths are and what we can do with them. And from this, we came up with a concept based upon a robot. So you're a robot that is waking up all alone in an abandoned factory, or what seems like an abandoned factory. Everything seems stopped mid-production, so things along the production belt is stopped midway. Some robots are half assembled, and some are fully assembled, and doesn't really appear to be clear reason why they have stopped moving or why the production has stopped. And so you have to move around the environment and figure out what has happened. Why are you seemingly the only one being active while all the rest has been deactive for what seems like quite a long time? Uh, for this project, we want to go with a more visually realistic approach and with using PBR. So we have placed this game in an factory in an industrial factory functional setting that has a mixture of both steampunk and mechanical pieces. Which you can see here that we have the realistic belt, production belt, and yeah, the realistic setting. So we're gonna try to make this more so realistic as possible, while still having the aspects of robots and robot steampunky. So here we have our mood board for now. Here we have some 2D sketches, which displays a setup which have, as you can see, huge light bulbs, which speaks to the steampunk era, and otherwise it's a clean factory setting, which seems like a normal factory setting would. And down here in the bottom you can see the overgrown abandoned settings. These areas have been abandoned for quite some while. Nature started taking back. There is moss here and there and water dripping in, and some iron bulks to give it in. They've been dead for quite a long time. So this is our visual design. This is what we strive to create this aesthetic feeling of it's dark and gray and things are turned off, and it's pretty cold and unhostile until you start to move around in the environment, and as you go along you start up the production once more. So in areas you're progressing from, lights are returning as you start up the production band in order to progress. The idea is to have the production belt being the critical path throughout the way, either by you following it or you use it as a telegraphing distance marker, which is going to drive the player inwards. The gameplay ID for this game is, as you can see in this image here, exchanging. You have a basic skeletal mesh, and onto it you add more functionality. You can add and you can attach and detach gears along the way in order to suit various puzzles and environmental hazards that you may face along the way. So here we have, for now, we're going to an mood board for how we could handle the attach and detach functions of the various parts. They could be like an exoskeleton we're talking about, which you can clip on, and you can use it for certain puzzles, which you can see here on the right side, where we have here we have a puzzle based upon rotation. So you have equipped we call a rotating tool, which once inside in slots, you can use it to rotate and turn both objects and whole rooms in order to progress, in order to perhaps reach a button or create a makeshift bridge using tilting fences and plates. And to the right, we have one example based upon what we call a strong arm, which you can use to lift crates, and you can use it to flip plates that is attached to the ground. And by combining both crates and flipping, you can create a makeshift staircase by placing a crate under where the plate that just with flipping is going to be. You can use this to both create makeshift paths, and perhaps to fix what is once broken. You can perhaps fix broken equipment along the way. We're talking about a level, we are aiming for a level layout based upon various rooms, these rooms are going to be placed along the production belt. So for each new area you come to, by progressing through the production belt, by following the production belt, you are going to find robots suitable for that area. For example, when you come to an area where robots have strong arms, they're going to be crates or other heavy objects which are appropriate for that robot to be there, and for you to use that extension to clear puzzles that way. And yeah, you can see down here, I have a hallway with light shining through from broken glass, broken windows with overgrown nature started crawling, so I have a bit overgrown mosses and grasses and some vines coming in through the windows. Yeah, this is our move boards. This is what we are aiming to do in the coming week. We start production on Monday for both assets and gameplay. But we have some prototypes we've been working on. Here is one prototype based upon attaching and detaching objects and having different powers based on what you attach. So for now we have used a gray block and a grass block just to distinguish the two of them. So we can start with walking to the gray box here. When we walk to it, nothing happens. We walk to it and we attach it to ourselves by pressing E in this case. We have attached strong arms, which for now doesn't do anything because we have nothing to switch, and we don't have time to implement the mechanic of lifting and switching plates. But we can detach them, and we still have a basic functionality. But if we go to the green block here, we can attach it, and suddenly we find ourselves having a way much efficient jump. And these are what we call for now spring legs. So we are playing with the idea that you can change both leg compartments and arm compartments into new parts. I guess you detach that, and by doing so, you can clear different areas. For example, this puzzle here, which have a button here. You step on it, and then the door opened. You can see that there came a short text which said appropriate weight achieved, door opened. It's a pressure plate which demands a certain weight. So it checks how much the object is standing weighs, and if it weighs enough, the door's gonna open. But as soon as we walk away from it, the door closes because the weight is not longer there. So here, the idea is you can stand here, and if you have the strong arms attached and drop them, the weight will be good enough, and then you can go through, but then you can go through the door. But you will have forsaken your strong arms, because if you remove them from the pressure plate, you can no longer go through the door. So you'll have to make a choice to leave them behind and solve common puzzles in the next room based upon with something else. And that's a basic prototype for our gameplay. And here, let's see, don't save. Here we have a prototype for a first layout. So this is a first pass on the area you wake up in. As you can see, we have a production. We have a little production band here, but it's closed off. You can see that the production belt is continuing outside here, past the locked gate, and we have something shiny here. And when we come close to it, we can see we can interact with it. And by doing so, the door opens. So we can now continue our journey. We can now pass through. And here we plan to have either a strong arm introduction or a rotation introduction. So the area is going to be suitable for that mechanic. But here you can also see that we have the production belt, which is going to be our guiding path throughout the game. So as the play starts, the production belt has also its beginning. So that's you're being introduced that this is the starting. And then we're gonna make it so that the player will want to continue through the production belt, and in doing so, leaving the area. And that is what we have to show. I apologize if I have talked slowly and quietly. I have had a sore throat and been a bit nervous. But if you have any questions or anything else, I would like to, just get in touch, and we'll answer them the best we can. Thank you for listening, and I hope that this showed our vision and what we are working on. Thank you.